PodcastHero.com.
Recording from my secret underground lair. Here are the latest great news stories from greatnewspodcast.com. Brought to you by The Daily Quote, the podcast designed to kickstart your day in a positive way. Tired of all the doom and gloom news from mainstream media? You'll get none of that here. Instead, you'll find inspiring stories and developments that are making the world a better place. I'm Andrew McGivern, and this is the Great News Podcast. Today we're diving into some truly groundbreaking advancements in medicine, materials science, and brain health. What if we could 3D bioprint a functioning human liver to buy a patient enough time to heal without a full transplant? That's our lead story today. Plus we have a spray-on powder that can seal life-threatening wounds in just 1 second, and a probe that makes brain sensing safer and cheaper than ever before. And don't forget to stick around to the end for the speed round, where we'll dive into even more great news. First up, our lead story, a medical breakthrough that could solve the chronic shortage of donor organs. A team led by Carnegie Mellon University is developing a functional 3D bioprinted liver for transplant. The project, known as LIVE, Liver Immunocompetent Volumetric Engineering, aims to treat patients with acute liver failure by providing a temporary, bioengineered liver. Because the human liver is the only organ capable of complete regeneration, this printed tissue only needs to last about 2 to 4 weeks. Just enough time to let the patient's own liver reboot and heal itself. This is a game changer, because it could bypass the need for a full transplant entirely. To make this work, the team is using a proprietary technique called fresh 3D bioprinting to print delicate biological materials like collagen and human stem cells. Perhaps most impressively, they are using hypoimmune universal donor cells, which are genetically engineered to be invisible to the patient's immune system, meaning no toxic anti-rejection drugs are required. With over 100,000 people on transplant waiting lists in the United States alone, this technology could eventually be adapted for hearts, kidneys, and pancreases, saving countless lives. Now, if you like the Great News Podcast, you'll love the Great News Letter, because the Great News Podcast is great, but the Great News Letter is greater. Link in the show notes. Moving on to a development straight out of an action movie, a spray-on solution for severe bleeding. Researchers at KAIST in South Korea have created a powder-based hemostatic agent that can halt life-threatening bleeding within 1 second of being sprayed on a wound. The team, which included an active-duty Army major, designed this with the harsh conditions of the battlefield in mind. Unlike traditional medical patches that struggle with deep or irregular wounds, this AgCl powder reacts with the blood's own ions to instantly form a strong hydrogel barrier. It can absorb 7 times its own weight in blood and is strong enough to withstand high-pressure bleeding. Because it's made from naturally derived materials like alginate and chitosan, it's safe, antibacterial, and even promotes faster tissue regeneration. It's stable at room temperature for up to 2 years, making it a perfect tool for emergency responders in disaster zones worldwide. Now back to the world of high-tech medicine. Carnegie Mellon researchers have fabricated the first stainless steel neural probes. For decades, these probes, used for things like epilepsy localization and Parkinson's treatment, have been made of silicon, which is brittle and can shatter during surgery. These new steel trodes are much tougher, less likely to break, and can be made longer to reach deep brain tissue with minimal damage. Because they leverage existing manufacturing processes for things like coronary stents, they can be mass-produced at a fraction of the cost of current research-grade electrodes. This breakthrough provides a safer, more comprehensive way for neurosurgeons to record brain activity and could revolutionize how we treat various brain disorders. All right, let's dive into the speed round for even more great news. Researchers at UCL and Moorfields found that a simple injection of a low-cost gel, HPMC, can restore vision in patients with a rare condition called hypotony, which causes the eye to lose pressure and collapse. Scientists at the University of New Mexico discovered that by suppressing a specific enzyme called Q-tulin, they could stop the production of toxic tau proteins and even clear existing tau from human neurons without harming the cells. A tiny fingernail-sized sensor has been developed that activates only during a hazardous impact. It requires no battery power while on standby, making it perfect for long-term use in sports helmets or industrial hard hats to detect concussions instantly. A new study found that physical activity significantly reduces epigenetic age by lowering chronic inflammatory signals in the body, essentially slowing down the clock at a molecular level. And my favorite quote of the day from the Daily Quote podcast this week is from Jim Rohn, who once said, "If you let your learning lead to knowledge, you become a fool. If you let your learning lead to action, you become wealthy." Listen to an inspiring quote every single day by following the Daily Quote in your podcast app of choice. Link is in the show notes. That's it for today's episode of Great News. From lab-grown livers to spray-on stitches, to reducing your epigenetic age through exercise, science and innovation are moving faster than ever to solve the unsolvable problems we're facing today. These aren't distant possibilities, we're seeing them happen right now. If you love this content, be sure to follow, subscribe, share, and send it to someone who needs a little positivity in their day. Until next time, and there will be a next time, keep looking for the good in the world, because it's not only there, it's everywhere.